Today I'm going to show you how I remediate the Internet Explorer unsupported version detection vulnerability. I'm going to be using Sentinel-1, but you can do this in PowerShell. This is a vulnerability that is pretty common on lots of Windows machines. So if you're interested in learning vulnerability management and being able to put that on your resume and you're trying to get a job in cybersecurity, then I believe this will be very helpful and showing you what we actually do inside the field. Before I get started, I just want to thank Cybertar.ai. They're the one that provide us with access to the Tenable tenant. And the same thing, what makes Cybertar unique is they don't just deploy your patches, although that's one of the things that Cybertar does do, but they also remediate the vulnerabilities. And here's the key, not all vulnerabilities are remediated using patches. Sometimes you have to write very custom scripts. Sometimes you have to do manual interventions, things on the machine. And Cybertar does all of those because if you take away the vulnerabilities, the bad people can't get in. So check out Cybertar AI. Go sign up for a free trial. Check it out. If you're interested in cybersecurity, trust me, go to the platform, check it out, get a free trial, and it's another way you can gain some knowledge about cybersecurity. So to get started, here's our list. So we're going to be working on the machine today that we got about, it looks like 17 vulnerabilities total. Got one critical left, and that's the pesky Internet Explorer unsupported version detection. For those of you that want me to zoom in, here it is. Okay, I know you're saying, hey, I can't see that on this little screen. So according to this, basically, it's just saying Internet Explorer is no longer supported. Now, here's the reality. Here's a simplified version of this, that what happens is a lot of times in accounting firms, there's software like QuickBooks or some other accounting software, but they relied on Internet Explorer, like the original Internet Explorer versions, to work. And so when you launch this software, it sometimes will pull up a browser inside the software, and it will be old Internet Explorer. But what we want to do is we can't uninstall it because it may break that software, but we do want to tell that software instead of loading Internet Explorer to load Edge instead. And so that's what we're going to do. And by doing that, we're going to basically remediate the vulnerability. So if you look at the plugin output, it's going to tell us that we need to have this key, right? So the vulnerability exists because this key is missing or not set. So the thing is, missing, which means it's not here, or not set, which means we haven't set it to a value. And so that's what we're going to do now. In the first video, we created these registry keys. And so I'm going to show you how to verify that. So this is going to be one video that's going to teach you how to use some PowerShell to dig into this vulnerability. Now I'm connected to the machine. And so the thing is, I want to interrogate and make sure I'm going to explain the logic behind this because I want to give you the key. I want to give you the template so that you can replicate it, not just show you something, okay? So here's the registry. Now, if you don't understand the registry on a Windows machine, please take some time, search like what is Microsoft Windows registry? What does a registry do? What is a registry in Windows computers? Find out the details, but essentially it's where most of the settings are held for a Windows computer. And so that being the case, we are looking here because we need to add this registry key, but we don't know if it exists or not. So what we're going to do is we're going to run some scripts. They're going to help us to identify if this key exists. So I'm going to copy this path and I'm going to modify this. And I want you to type out these commands with me. If you want to learn this stuff, then I want you to type it with me. And sometimes we're going to make some errors with my syntax. That's okay. I want you to make errors with me because this is how you learn, okay? So I'm going to do a get tag item. That's my PowerShell command. Get item, tag path. And we're going to tell it the path to the registry key. Now, here's the deal. The formatting in PowerShell and the formatting that Tenable gave don't match. If I were using a DOS command, that would match fine. But if I'm referencing registry key and we're using the get item, which is a PowerShell command, I have to, first of all, take out the leading slash, and then I have to put a colon after the HQ local machine. When I do this, okay, so here's the deal. This shows me that this already exists. And we created this in a previous video, so that's cool. But I want to show you the command that we can, and first of all, I want to show you the command that can actually create it, but also I want to delete it, okay? So I'm going to look, and by the way, I'll put these commands in Discord so that I can reference them. But the thing is, I want to, instead of get item, I want to remove item because I want to go back to the original state before this, we even had the registry key. So let's do remove item, okay? Oh, so that worked? Okay, now let's use the get item again. Oh, I get an error message. You know why? Because this registry key, which is kind of like a folder that can have, but it's basically think of it as a a folder that has sub items, but really it's a key, which is kind of like a container that has properties. And so we just deleted the notify folder or registry key from this. So now we're just down to the main, but guess what? We're going to delete that one too. Okay. So we're going to hit right there, remove item. We're going to get rid of the main folder, and we're going to go a step further, and we're going to go ahead and get rid of the internet. Make sure I can see that all. The Internet Explorer folder. Okay. So, and it says, hey, do you want to do this? I'm going to say no. Let's go say no. The reason I'm going to say no is because I want you to see what we can do here. So it's going to prompt me, but I don't want to be prompted. I want you to do it right now. So I'm going to do /force. Oh, that didn't work. Oh my gosh. All right, let's check it again. Let's check my syntax. Sometimes I can be wrong, but that's typically what we can do is we can do attack force, and it tells it that we don't want to prompt. But here's the deal. If I want to validate this, let's pull it up. I'm going to show you where we can go. Remove attack item. And I'm going to Google this. All right, and I want you to see this because when I make a mistake with my syntax, this is what I do. I go to it, type remove item, and I want this to be your best friend. Learn.microsoft.com. I want you to love this site and gain as much knowledge as you can, because something to think about, and we go through this with our team. We have people who love Python, but if you're working in most environments, the majority of your computers are going to be Windows computers. And so if you're going to be working on Windows computer, then guess what you need to know? PowerShell. PowerShell. Okay, all the boot camps are teaching you Python. Nobody's teaching PowerShell. I'm screaming from the top of the mountains, please go learn PowerShell, okay? So this is your remove item. And so this basically allows me I can do remove item, and I can tell it to delete folders instead of using the MS-DOS delete command, all kind of things. But there's attack force right there. Now I can tell it to do a confirm also, but it's already giving me a confirm. I don't want it to do a confirm. So if I look at the syntax here, okay, so if I did remove item, I give it the path and I to attack force. And it's supposed to tell it, if we go down further, by the way, so I can show you how to read this. The attack force forces commandlet to remove items that can't otherwise be changed, so hidden. So basically, it's kind of like an override, right? So it looks like it doesn't necessarily work in a case I'm trying to use, right? Which means I just want it not to prompt me. And let's see, there is not a don't prompt me part of the syntax. Okay, so we can do attack force. We don't have like a no confirm or something like that. So it looks like I'm just going to have to do it. So I'm going to do the remove item with attack force. It's going to prompt me, and I'm going to say A. Well, that didn't work. I'm going to say A for all. Okay. So attempted to perform an unauthorized operation. Let's see if this is here. Oh, so main is gone. Has this already been deleted? Okay, it's already been deleted. So I don't know, but maybe one of the previous commands, it actually went through, and it looks like, okay, I can see my picture is blocking things. Okay. So we're down here. Now, the thing is, we're back to the original part of the, this is what we had before we actually remediated this last time. So that's how you delete registry keys using the get out command. Once again, that's what I wanted to show you, more than just how to do this, how to remediate the vulnerability. I want to show you the logic, and I want you to get these PowerShell commands so you can be proficient. So how do I add that back? Okay, so I can add it back one folder at a time, because the thing is, the vulnerability, remember, we only have this much in the registry so far. We don't have this registry key, we don't have this one, and we don't have this one. But we want to, okay, well, maybe it would be helpful if I did this. So we already have this in the registry. This is all we have. These are the only registry keys that exist. But we need to add this registry key, and this registry key, and we need to assign a value of 0. Okay. So that's what, or 0, it's 0, 1, but either way, we're going to assign it a value. We're going to do our tenable scan, and then we're going to check back. So the way that I can do that is I can utilize, bring this back up. I can utilize one command that's basically going to do it all in one sentence. Okay, so I'm going to create both keys, and I want you to look this over. I'm going to break this down for you, okay? So new item, tag path, and HT local machine, colon backslash. Remember I told you about the syntax there in PowerShell. Software policies, Microsoft, right? And then I'm looking at this. This looks really not right. Okay, I can tell you what happened here. Something happened in my copy command right there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to back this out. So it's Microsoft backslash Internet Explorer main notify disable option. I'm going to set the value to 0, and then I'm going to say force. Okay, and that's going to allow it to automatically, the force command is going to make it, even though these folders like the Internet Explorer folder, I keep saying folder, registry key, the main, and the notify IE options registry key doesn't exist. It's the force command is going to make it create those registry keys for me. And then finally, once this registry key is created right here, the notify disable, it's going to assign it a value of 0. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press enter here, and there it is. So now I can test this. I can use the same get item command. Okay, and so if I look here, let's go back here, Internet Explorer, and I think I have one more. So this is the get item command, and notice how it brings back notify disable IE options and this property, and it has a value of 0. So that being the case, as long as this request that we set the value to 0, then we've essentially remediated the vulnerability. Well, what if we want to set it to 1? Let's see if we can simply just do it. So new item, I'm going to say value equals 1, or actually did 2. Let's do 1 though, just in case, so you can see how this works. And you can see the value has changed to 1. So we're actively changing the registry key on the fly. So what does the registry look like? Okay, let's zoom out for a second. If you want to see what the registry looks like, just type REG and you'll see registry editor, typically just a few letters. Comes up, it's going to prompt you, say, hey, do you want to open this registry? And I'm going to show you something. Let's go to see, make sure this is safe. So HP local machine. All right. So we're going to go here, and I'm going to show you what the registry looks like. What we're actually working on a machine remotely. This is what the registry looks like. So HP local machine. And if I collapse this, HP local machine, software, Microsoft, Windows. This is why I say it looks like folders. You know, it really does. And it's actually Microsoft. So software policy. So I went to the wrong location, but I want to show you what this looks like in action. So Microsoft policies. Make sure I got that folder. Okay. And you can see I don't have that folder. So HP local machine, software. You can see I made a mistake. Software, I should be policies. Now I'll show you a quick way to do it. Policies, and then Microsoft. All right, and I'll click enter, so that'll take me to it. So that's a shortcut way of doing it. And now once I get here, okay, what am I looking for? Internet Explorer, main, notify disable IE options. And here it is on my machine. The value is not set. So what we're doing in code is the same as we doing that with a click. But we're doing this, you know, hundreds or thousands of miles away using PowerShell. Okay. So that being the case, hey, you can see my chat up there because I do stream occasionally. So if this video was helpful, drop a like on the channel. I'm trying to teach y'all what I do at work every day. That's all I'm doing. So I'm brain dumping on YouTube, hoping that it will help to make a difference in your life, hoping that it'll help you to understand that you do need your CompTIA Plus. That's become like a de facto standard. It's probably good to get AWS Cloud Practitioner, but everybody's kind of watching the same videos and going to the same sources and getting the same skill set. And so you want to set yourself apart. And so that's why I want to show you the real, what we're actually doing on the job, so that maybe it can help you to have better insight and build skills that are truly ready to go into the workforce for cybersecurity. If this has been helpful, if you got to the latest part of the video, if you would just put something, I always try to choose something cool, but put notify disable IE options in chat. Okay, if you will, put right here notify disable IE options in chat. That'll let me know we made it to the video, and I do go through periodically and respond to everybody and shout out people and send invites to Discord because I want to meet you. Thanks for watching. See ya.